Hi, I'm Marv at All Tech Transmission. I'm the manager here. We do transmissions and general repair services. Today we're going to look at a problem child that Nissan has. It's a recurring problem in their vehicle. This is our third one in the last couple of months, and we'll probably bring it to your attention. It's an 08 Nissan Frontier. It came to our shop yesterday. We're going to go over the problems. It's located right over here.
Go.
This is the 08 Nissan Frontier. It's a beautiful car, 85,000 miles on it, nice vehicle. It came in with a coolant leak, and we're going to show you what happened to it. We open up the hood here. We go over here and look inside the coolant bottle. You can see this strawberry milkshake color fluid. This is trans fluid getting into the antifreeze. And at the same time, antifreeze is getting into the trans fluid. What happens on these vehicles, these radiators go bad where the trans cooler is located. And as the fluid is working through and the trans is circulating, it creates a vacuum. It pulls the antifreeze into the trans. At the same time, it's also pulling the trans fluid into the antifreeze. Overloads the system and it pukes out, and it's got a strawberry milkshake color when that happens. Now, to repair this, we've got to do several things. First thing, we got to eliminate the contamination and the source of the contamination. You can change the radiators on these, but instead of doing that, we want to give the transmission its own cooling system. So we plug up the trans cooler portion of it and install an external cooler, as you can see right here. Now the transmission has its own cooling system. It's not relied on the radiator at all. We reroute the transmission lines, go right through this, and we use the wind when you're driving it to cool the transmission. The next thing that needs to happen is we've got to flush the trans fluid out of this motor completely. Trans fluid will get in there and damage the heater cores, it'll damage the rubber compounds, and eventually damage the radiator and the intake gaskets, everything. So we put a high pressure system on it, flush out the complete contamination of the motor. And since it's just the motor, we can do that. Now the next problem is antifreeze water has gotten into the transmission. Now to get rid of that contamination, we had to pull the transmission out. And at that point, timing's at the essence. The earlier we catch it, the more we can save you. You put it off. Some people choose to have the trans system flushed out. It will not get rid of the water and the water soak clutches. It'll buy you a few weeks, maybe a month, and then the trans is slipping. We want to cut the source of the contamination and get it out right away. The less parts we got to change, the better we can repair it. And there's one component in here that cannot take the water, and we're going to show you that. Right now we're going to go to the building room and show you the transmission. Now, we worked on this thing all day yesterday, and the transmission's almost back together again. What happens in here, we had to completely decontaminate, clean all the parts, everything by hand to get rid of the water. The clutches are water soaked, and what happened is this friction material starts to fall right off the material. They're bonded to steel plates. Water gets in there. When water gets hot, it turns to steam. It's like opening an envelope with nobody seeing. All this melts, clutches fall apart, the trans starts slipping. We try to replace all the clutches with high energy clutches. They're made by Ray-Bestis, and it's a better feel, better grab on your clutch when they apply. They're heavy duty, better than the OEM. And we try to put these in every unit we rebuild. Also, all the rubber compounds, the pistons, all have to be changed. They soak water in there, become mushy, and they don't seal properly. Can't get rid of it, can't heat up rubber, it just becomes mushy. All the rubbers get changed, all the sealing rings, everything. All the bushings have to be pushed out, another one's put in. You don't leave any bushings applied in here. We use a press right over there for that. Press every one out, new one's in. You don't change the bushings, creates a lot of in-play, the bushing starts walking right out of the drums. Every one, time consuming, yes. Majority of the transmissions we do need new bushings. This one's no exception, all the bushings got changed. The most important part on this unit Nissan has taken what used to be separate components, a valve body, the computer, and everything, and they joined it all together.